Hi, everyone, and welcome to the wonderful world of events management at Georgetown University in Qatar. So, today we'll be covering everything there is to know about planning events here to hopefully make sure that you guys can plan your events more easily. So, today we'll be covering a bunch of topics, including some really important ones, such as how to actually raise an events ticket and the different types of events and their respective deadlines. So, let's just jump right in. Let's start off by meeting the team. We have Amanda, who is the Assistant Director of Auxiliary Services, and we have Danielle, who is our event supervisor. So we have 4 event coordinators. Your event will get assigned to one of these coordinators or to Danielle. The coordinators are Joy, Samantha, Zara, and me, Manahal. And our office is in LA09, so please feel free to visit us if you have any questions. So what is an event? A meeting or event qualifies for assistance from the events team when it requires any of the below. First is if the event has at least 10 guaranteed guests. We can only provide support if there are at least 10 guests at the event. And next is if you require a room setup or even just a table for food or drink. And that brings us to our third point, is if you require catering or beverages, you'll also need assistance from the events team. Lastly is if you require AV support. Also, just as a reminder, all Georgetown University in Qatar personnel consisting of faculty, staff, or students can raise an events ticket. So now let's take a look at our event categories and the deadlines that are to be followed. So there are 3 types of event categories: a fast-track event, a regular event, and a complex event. A fast-track event is a simple event requiring basic support. We can only have internal guests, very basic AV support from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays only, and a simple room setup with pretty basic catering. A regular event is a standard event that requires intra-departmental resources. So this differs from a simple event in that it can include external guests, the IT support is offered on weekdays and weekends for longer hours, and the venue setup and catering can be more complex. Lastly, we have a complex event, which is a large-scale public event with over 100 guests that requires extensive support. So these are big events such as Model United Nations, cultural nights, and new student orientation. With these events, we have full event support, including the ability to reach out to external vendors with costs over $500, event marketing across the university website and to the public, and more complex IT support. So some things to remember: for each event, there are different notice periods required by which you must submit the event ticket by. For a simple event, that's a minimum of 5 business days. For a regular event, that would be 10 business days. And for a complex event, we would need a minimum of 30 calendar days notice. So it's important to note that your event isn't confirmed until an events ticket is raised. And if it's not raised, your spot can be offered to another group that's raised the ticket. So it's really, really important to get those tickets in as soon as possible. So here we have 3 event format options. We have in-person events, online events, and hybrid events, which are a combination of the 2. Now let's go over how to access the events calendar. Before starting the events planning process, it's very helpful to look at the events calendar to make sure that your events aren't clashing with other events taking place at the university, and to make sure that the room and timing that you would like are available. So there are actually 2 ways of viewing the events calendar. The first is to add the calendar to your list of existing calendars. So to do this, let's go to the Other Calendar section, click the plus button, and go to Browse Resources. From here, scroll down to where it says Qatar Plan. Click here and go to Qatar Plan Event Schedule. So let's tick this. And now we can see everything going on at Georgetown for the week to better plan your event around these existing events. We can also see which rooms are currently unavailable due to maintenance. So you can also tick and untick the calendar for whenever you'd like to see it. And then another way of viewing the events calendar is to go to this Meet With section and then type in Qatar Plan Event Schedule. It should pop up here. And now we can quickly at a glance see the events calendar. So hopefully this makes for easier event planning and also keeps you up to date with any events that catch your interest that you might want to attend. So now let's go over how to actually raise an events ticket. To raise an events ticket, we need to access the help desk. We can do this by going to help.qatar.georgetown.edu, and then let's log in with our username and password. And let's go to Facilities Management. So the three icons that we would focus on are online events, in-person events, and room booking. For the purpose of this video, let's do an in-person event. And so let's raise a sample event ticket now. My event will be a one-time event. Also, it's important that everything that has an asterisk is filled out, as that's required. And for event attendance, let's do 20 to 30 people. For finance work tax, this is also very important to include. So in case we have any purchases that we need to make, we can charge it to these work tax. So it's important to put in the cost center and the program code number over here. And then for budget, let's do 2,500. For event audience, we'll do faculty, staff, and students. So this will be an internal event. And for event type, let's do a workshop. So the subject would be what your event title is. I'll just put in sample event. And then over here in this description, we'll go over filling everything now. So contact person name, phone number, and let's do a preferred event date of June 15th. We can have the event start time and time be 1 to 2 p.m. And we'll do the event venue 1D02. And it's also very important to put in a second choice event venue in case the first one isn't available for whatever reason. We'll put in EPS here. So venue setup, here is where we'll try and be as specific as possible. So for my personal venue setup, let's do a pod style seating for 30 people. We can have 5 tables with 5 chairs each. We can have 3 flip charts, 1 rolling whiteboard, and we'll do 1 rolling table outside for food. So for catering, it also helps to be specific here. So I like za'atar with zayt, so that's what I'll cater. We'll do za'atar with zayt wraps of assorted flavors, and we'll have them cut in half. And we'll do 30 wraps. For beverages, I won't have any. I'll just have a water cooler inside the room. For AV, let's see, we can have assistance with PowerPoint presentation. Yes. If I need help with a Zoom or anything, I can also put that here. Or if I want to display a Zoom link, I can also put the Zoom link here. For microphones, we'll have 1 mic. So it's also important to say how many mics exactly you'll need. And then for a dedicated AV technician on site, for the purpose of this event, because we only need 1 mic and sort of help with PowerPoint presentation and setting up very small things, we can say no, or we can say yes, just for the first 10 minutes. So we can also help market this event. We can put it in the faculty and staff newsletter. We can put it in the students newsletter. And for this event, we won't send it to the public because those are for external events. Because our event is internal, we won't advertise it to the public and we won't put it on the university website. So if you have the poster already made, actually, you can attach it in the attachment section here. And then for internal signage, we won't have any because this is an internal event. So unfortunately, there are no VIPs at my event. And then for parking, if you do require parking, please make sure to list the name of the person, their car, and their license plate. So I have parking for 1 person, and I would put their name and their car and their license plate. And then if this is a student event, please let us know if it's been SAC approved. And if it has, please put the approval email in the attachments here. And then you can also tell us if you would like a member of the Georgetown Gazette press team to cover your event. But if you do need that, please complete the form that's hyperlinked here. And then over here, you can list anything else that would be important to know about this event. And otherwise, we're done. We can add request and successfully raise our ticket. So once you've raised the events ticket, you'll be assigned an events coordinator to work with you, and a Google Calendar invite for the event should show up on your Google Calendar with your assigned coordinator. So be sure to keep an eye out on your email, as the coordinator will reach out to you to plan the event via email or phone, clarifying all the details in the ticket. And once we have all the details, we can start working through them all, and we'll take care of these logistics on the day of the event. So some helpful things to remember. One is that it really helps to start prepping early. And two is, even if you haven't started detailed preparation, if the event is far in the future, you can reserve a date with us with the time and location by emailing us. And third is that the events team is here to help. So if you have any questions, please come by our offices in LA08 or LA09, or you can call and email us. The details are on this slide. So we have a couple of helpful resources and inventories on our website. Let's take a look at how we can access them now. To start off, let's go to the university website. That's qatar.georgetown.edu. And from there, go up to where it says staff. And let's click on event management. On this page, scroll all the way down to where it says need some more information on events. And you'll see this drop down, which honestly has a lot of really good resources. For the sake of time, we can't go through them all, but let's go through a few. So one is room layouts. Here we can see the different ways that the room can be arranged to sort of get inspiration for how you'd like your event venue to be set up. So we can look through an example here. If I look at the faculty conference room, I can see all the different layouts that have been done for it before, such as pod seating or theater layout, and you can see how many chairs can fit. Another really good resource is the event backdrop inventory. So if you'd like a backdrop for your event, but you're not sure what they look like or how big they are, you can find all of that information here, as well as how long it takes to set up. And then last but not least, we have our handy dandy catering cheat sheet, which is basically like the holy grail when it comes to finding a food or hotel vendor. You can see everything here from menus, contact persons, and just sort of helpful remarks about each vendor. Okay, and that's it. Hopefully this was a helpful video. To end it off, here's a photo of our team on our biggest event of the year, which is commencement. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.